Okay, streams are live.
Bad pin here.
That pin no work. That pin no work. That's
we
why.
Put this on the other side?
Why?
Because then I won't knock it.
You're not supposed to be banging around on the table here anyway, woman. Yeah, don't do that.
That's my thing.
Don't do that.
Well, I try not to, but sometimes I do.
Watch what happens.
I talk with my hands.
Watch what happens right here. It literally spikes out. So you must not bang the table, please. No, to banging the table, so please. What?
What is that? Where's our thing?
This is us.
What are you talking about?
That's Mike.
How come I don't see when I talk?
We're talking about the meters on the.
Usually I can see how high my mic is going, but
yeah, right here.
Well,
that's me too.
That's us.
We're all on one. Yes. Ah,
yeah, that's right.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
And that third
all the
mic
studio mics come in through that little mixer, and so it only sees that as one volume. You can individually adjust your volumes, but you have to do it on that little mixer.
Right.
What are you wanting to do here?
I was going to see.
Up or down.
Right. But you're going to mess up him if you move that.
No, he's not going to turn things on until he does. He already did everything. There's just a few comments Jan wanted to see here.
I was just seeing who else here today.
Yeah.
GWC, Janice, Oregon
GWC
Ed.
is almost always the first one in there.
The early riser.
Yeah, that's right.
And Ricky, Herbal Squirrel.
What is an herbal squirrel? Herbal squirrel?
They'll have to tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're ready, Mike.
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to fire the recording here. Here we go. You're good to go.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Okay, that's Mike Jones, everybody. The illustrious Mike Jones. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. A 3, a 2, and a 1. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of Perilous World Radio. I'm Alan Masters. My wife, Jan, sitting here with me. Hello, Jan.
Hello. Good morning.
And so we have some not so good news. And if you've been following along on the social media world, you probably already know this, but on December 22nd, my sister Diane passed away.
Shocking.
It's pretty shocking. It's pretty darn shocking. She was sick for a while, I think probably 6 months, and or more, but she felt like she had what she always was calling it long COVID.
Trouble breathing,
just coughing, and just all kinds of stuff that she just attributed to the fact that she had long COVID, and that a bunch of the other people she was around also had a kind of a similar thing, but hers just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And anyway, it eventually got to the point where she was getting weaker and weaker, and so they finally decided, well, maybe we should go to the doctor. Diane hated doctors. Hated doctors. So they finally convinced her to go, and then they did some tests and things, and she had these nodules in her lungs that were causing her to have kind of shortness of breath and what have you, and they weren't sure what they were. And then she was in the hospital for a month.
Yeah.
So, it just kind of, they kept doing tests and all these different things. They couldn't figure out what it was, and I don't know why it took so long.
Roller coaster in there.
Yeah, just kind of kept going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Finally, they said, okay, well, you've got breast cancer, and it's got into your lungs and into your lymph nodes and what have you. And so she just, it was like, wow, what a shocking thing that was. And then from there, it just kind of went downhill really, really fast.
Yeah.
Like a week.
Yeah.
And then she passed away on December 22nd. So God rest her soul.
Still weird to talk about.
It is. It's
and I
bizarre.
think she was 69.
69 years old.
69 years young.
and a half, because she was born in June. So, but yeah, there's, a lot of people are like, I know there's and there's going to be a celebration of life this coming Friday, of which we'll post it on FHU.com.
Will be live streamed.
They will live stream that, yes.
12 noon here?
I
Or was it something
don't
like
know.
that?
We'll
Okay.
just put it on the website, and you guys can check out FHU.com for Diane's celebration of life. Her two children, Alexandra and Luke, and her husband, David Linderman, are putting it all together with all the rest of her folks out there in Texas. It'll be out in Texas. And yeah, so it's a very sad thing. Also, a friend of ours is reminding me that another local folk of our friendship here, of our people, Carol Schramm,
Yes.
passed away also. I think it was a couple days ago. God rest her soul as well.
Yesterday, yeah.
So the Shrams are sweet people and friends of the family, you might say, for a long, long time. Yeah. But you know what? All I can say is we're all headed there. Nobody gets off this planet alive.
That's right.
So
Absolutely.
what does it teach us, really? What do we learn from these sad situations? What do we learn from them?
You only have so much time.
You only have so much time. And you know what? I heard something today that it was like, I thought, yeah, micro corrections. In other words, somebody was talking about something and they said that. And I was like, we make excuses and we go, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little white lie, right? Little micro transgressions. And micro excuses, as small as they are, they're like individual sand grains in the hourglass. And eventually they run out and then it's time's up. So we really have to
and then you find out you were way off course from all the little degrees off, right?
Yeah, right. We have to make little micro corrections in our life and make every one of them important. Every one count. In other words, I told this story. It was kind of a funny story. I went to Home Depot the other day to get something, and I needed to buy, big things like a big giant thing of toilet paper and a big giant thing of paper towels. And there was one other big thing. Big trash cans, because we have this construction job going on. And there was these big things. And then there was a little fitting for a pipe that I was buying, that it was a end cap to cap off the water pipe. So it was just small. So I went to the self-serve thing, and I have a pro account. And I wanted to make sure that I got my credit on my pro account. And every now and then you get a little kickback where you get, $50 for free of whatever product. So I wasn't sure how to do it. And I asked the gal to come over. I kind of held my hand up and she came over and she says, sure, all you do is this and you push this and bing, bing, bing. And there it was. And so I took care of everything and I got the receipt and she says, was it before Christmas or after Christmas? Anyway, happy holidays, whatever. And I'm walking out the door and in the basket with these big things, I look down just as I pass through the threshold of the door, I look down and I see the little pipe fitting that I didn't pay for, $4.69. In my brain, it goes, go, you're outside, go. Nobody's going to know. That's the devil, the little monkey brain, the devil on your shoulder, like in the cartoons. And the little angel goes, And so as quick as I saw it and I saw that going on in my head, I went, I'm not going to hell for that. And I said it out loud. And there was a guy walking out just behind me and I stopped. I go, I'm not going to hell for that. And he looks at me and I go, I didn't pay for that. And he goes, yeah, points back in. Go. So I turned my cart around and I went back in and I said to the girl, I'm not going to hell for this because I didn't pay for it. She started laughing. I go, come back over here and help me do this again. Anyway, it was funny, but it was a micro correction. It was like, you could say, a little white lie, like a little white deception, a little white transgression. Is it white? No, it's black. A little tiny thing. Who cares? It's only $4.69. What profit a man to gain the whole world, but lose his soul in the process? I'm not going to hell for these little things that God gives me a prompt.
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Spirit gave me a prompt. Don't do it. And I was like, "Brrr," hit the brakes. I mean, I was like Fred Flintstone. I put my feet through the bottom of the car to stop. And the guy and the guy kind of laughed. And I just thought, thank you, God, for making my desire to tell the truth, to be truthful, to be honest in all things so strong now in my life, especially after losing my sister. It's like, it's so real. It's so right now. I'm like, I'm going to take this opportunity to not have these transgressions in my life that I've always made a little excuse for. No big deal. I spent a lot of money there. They can give me that. Who cares? What are they going to do? Catch me? And I'm just going to go, oh, I didn't see it. No, right. That's how the devil works. He preloads a whole bunch of excuses so that you can, in case you get caught, you're like, oh, really? I didn't even see it. My gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure that's happened to most of us. You walking out and there's something else. That's happened to me so many times. It's so embarrassing. I go back and I'm like, I didn't pay for this.
You actually did, huh?
Oh, it happens not all the time, but it's happened to me several times where I'm unloading my cart. For some reason, I just can't see that one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm walking out the door.
So you were honest?
Yeah.
I knew I picked a good one.
And there was a time when I did not have time to go back in and pay for it. So I literally ran back in. I just gave it to her and said, I can't. I got to leave that because I got to go.
Oh, my gosh. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so the point here before we take commercial break is that even if you go through your day and you have these little micro corrections that need to be made, make them. Make every single thing count, every prompt of your conscience. Take it, accept it. It's a gift from God, that consciousness, that awareness, that gift that you will choose truth.
It's life.
And justice.
It's life.
Right.
It's life
living.
itself.
That's right.
Instead of death.
Anyway, my sister Diane, who I love, is gone. Her spirit is with God now. And she's learning all about everything we've always wondered about, including her. She's always wondered about everything, and she's learning it. So she's in a better place learning, and I'll see her again. We'll take a little break. It's Perilous World Radio. All right. Alan and Jan Masters delivered the sad news that my sister passed away. Our website is FHU.com, and you'll be able to find there's a memorial coming up this coming Friday.
And it's also listed there.
And where? What's it say there?
See, it says Diane's Celebration of Life will be live streamed on the Diane's Ranch Diner Facebook page and on Diane's YouTube channel, which is Diane Linderman.
So it's youtube.com//Diane Linderman 1. But we'll put all on our website. On FHU.com's website.
January 2nd, 5:30 p.m.
5:30 Central Time, so 3:30 our time here on the West Coast, or 6:30 on the East Coast, or wherever you are. Just do the math. And then somebody else says, I hate doctors too. We all have to check under the hood more often as we get older. Boy, ain't that the truth. When you have a near-death experience or somebody dies that's near you, that you love, it's an awakening. It's an opportunity. And it's like, if we close our eyes and cry our eyes out and then feel better that we've released all that pain and that all the things that we hold inside that we wish we could have said to that person. And it's like, now they're dead and it's like, it's over with. And there it all goes out. And then nothing ever changes. You didn't get the opportunity to change. There was another wake-up call. It's like, ding, 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 wake-up call. And you have this radical fit of emotions that is a release. And you feel better. Like, I didn't feel, how do I say this? So a lot of people are like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. I didn't feel like this horrible, horrible emotion. You have a little bit of like sadness of like, oh, she's not going to be able to see her grandchildren because her kids never had children. Her Luke is married and they haven't had kids yet. Mm-hmm. Alexandra not married. And so Alexandra was crying that her mom's never going to see her grandchildren. Yes, I get that. Mm-hmm. Those are all, yes, they're valid reasons and all that. But for me, her brother, I was like, well, gosh, I think her daughter says, only the good die young. She says, my mother died young and only the good die young. She was a good person. And I said, well, that's true. Yes, she was a good person. She tried her best in her life and dedicated her life to trying to help young people and the rest. But I have been watching my emotions and I think, well, gosh, I mean, if this happens, like you look at Charlie Kirk was shot. He was murdered. It wasn't a choice. Nobody chooses to die. Well, people do choose to die now because they have assisted suicide, which is insanity. But when this happens, you look at it and say, well, okay, what can I personally learn from this? Because at the end of the day, she's in a better place now. Mm-hmm. She's in a better place. If she was a lying, cheating, thieving, rotten person, she'd be in a bad place. But she was a good person. She's in a better place. I'm sad for her family because they don't have Diane anymore. I'm sad for my family because we don't have Diane anymore. There's a lot of things that'll always be unresolved, but so be it. That's the way it is. We can resolve them on this side because we are the ones that are left with the unresolved, and we need to learn to let things go. Like when somebody dies, it's like my sister and I, we had a riff going between us. And so
thank God you called her.
I called her before she was
unconscious.
Out of it. And I said, I love you, Diane. And she said, no, you don't. And I said, yes, I do. I love you no matter what you think. Because she still had this argument we're having, which is just stupid. But anyway, I am clear conscious to the fact that I am in a situation where I have to make certain decisions for the foundation, for my life, for my family. And only I can make those decisions. I remember when Jan was dealing with her mother had passed away and her sister were trustees. And I was trying to push my will but it was her decision, her and her sister. And I was trying to be willful and we got into this big old spat. But in life, sometimes you have to, you and God, you have to make decisions for yourself, for your family, whatever it is. And that's kind of how my situation is. And we had this rift going, but I don't have any ill feelings toward her at all. We've argued and had disagreements all of our lives. Yeah. That's life. But just because she died right in the middle of one, doesn't mean that I'm like, well, I'm right and she's wrong. It just doesn't matter. Let it go. Let it go. She's now got the truth because she's with the Father in heaven who knows all. Yeah. I have to deal with my daily choices and decisions. And maybe someday I'll look up into the sky and I'll say, you were right. But until then, it just doesn't matter. We hold on to so much crap for our siblings and our ex-husbands and wives, our children. I saw this starting to happen the other day. I saw one of my kids. We were having this little bit of a discussion and I thought, oh, he's going off the deep end. What the hell? And I'm looking at this going, what in the living hell is going on with this kid, And I thought, well, he and you and me and her and all of us have the right to be wrong. We have that right. We have that choice. To be
mistaken.
To be wrong, to be mistaken, to be wrong, to be completely wrong. And then guess what? You'll go down that road for a little while, and then maybe you'll have a realization from God that says you've gone the wrong way. And I've seen it way too many times to not trust the fact that It is not me that needs to convince him he's wrong. I need to state my points.
Yes.
And then let it happen. Let it be. Let it go.
You know what? You have to
And
have faith.
That's right. Because a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion
Exactly.
still. So I can impose my will on my children or employees or people on the street and be willful and be prideful and be arrogant. And does that actually change anybody's mind? Hell no. They basically say, all right. And you know what they're saying? Shut up. I'm tired of it. Just because you think you know, but at some point they just go, okay, all right, okay, all right.
This is why God gave us free will.
That's right. In their mind, they're going, I don't care what he says. I'm going to do what he wants anyway. And so you know what I've learned? Get the will out of it. Get the will out of it. Let the God's will, the will of God, do his bidding, here on earth. And that person will wake up if they're meant to wake up. If their heart is so inclined to the truth, to honesty, maybe they'll wake up. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. But it's not up to me to judge. Jesus even said, I didn't come to judge you. He didn't come here to judge us. Why are we go to somebody's house and we open the door? I'm here to judge. It's just your house smells. It's got housetosis. Your house is a mess. Look at this place. You start judging as soon as the door opens. Jesus said, I'm not here to judge. We need to learn from that. We'll be back in a minute. Stay with us. Alan and Jan Masters. So, Jan, you know what? Catherine came in this morning, and this time of year, people do, they do donations, end of the year stuff, and do little donations, and we certainly appreciate them. But here is 3 pages of little notes that Catherine gave me from, I think she says it's an incomplete list, but these are Donately. Whatever that is.
When they make a donation, they'll put a comment down there. And a lot of times we don't see those. So she printed them out.
Because, she likes
nice.
for me to see them. And
that's good.
And here's 3 pages of them. One says, you SOB. No. It says, this is from Andrew in Michigan. Your Sunday programs are so valuable to me. Thank you. Rhonda in Bakersfield, California. Your radio show is a winner. Good work, fellas. What is this name? Amaya from Los Angeles. Thanks, Roy. I'm 19 and you've helped me a lot in my understanding. I can't afford much, but I appreciate you. So here is something to help the foundation.
Sweet.
So this little person here may not know that my father passed away 3 or 4 years ago, because we have a lot of his recordings out there. And so maybe that'll be a sad day when Amaya finds out.
She has to know.
But you know what? It doesn't matter. I think that's
she's still thanking Roy. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's just nice to see that people, appreciate what the teachings that my father brought to this world. Carol, thanks. Giuliano, thanks. Thank you. Yeah. Lots of thank yous. Okay, there were some other that are. Here's Gerard. It says, thank you very much for all the direction that has affected my life a lot in small ways. Yeah. Again, the micro changes, embracing the little things in your life when your conscience says, because sometimes you just get this tiny little prompt like, oh, it's not the right thing to do. Oh, and you're like, oh, it doesn't matter. That's the biggest one right there. The biggest one of the sands of time, you might call, in the hourglass of time, is it doesn't matter. It's a little thing, but the little things matter most. My dad used to say, if I can't trust you with $1, how can I trust you with $10,000?
Yeah.
It's the little things. Nick says, thank you for the moral clarity you all have offered me over the years. Fran says, thank you for the great program. And she's glad to see David Masters back. He was off for a while. Andrea from Texas, thank you for everything y'all do. God bless y'all. Silky, thank you for being so open and honest. Marty says, thank you for all that you do to lift up and help heal humanity. Be still and know, finding freedom through truth. Marty, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lots of thank yous. Here's one. Samori says, Roy's meditation, Be Still and Know, had really helped me. Just wanted to show my appreciation. These are little notes when people leave donations, which is nice. Randy and Ryan in Texas say, my mom listened to Roy for decades. God bless you. Thank you for all these nice comments. Charles says, keep it up. Another donation comment. Merry Christmas. I enjoy the radio show. Good show on August 4th. Now we're going to have to go back and listen, Jan. August 4th, Alan and Jan, Are You Living or Just Existing? That was the title of it. Thank you, Charles. Now, so Catherine, if you could pull that one, I want to hear that one because this guy liked it that much. Let's see here. John from New Jersey.
This
loyal
person says, even before I listen, I give a thumbs up to Perilous World Radio.
It's that good. Oh, before?
Even before they listen.
I got you, right.
Cute.
New Jersey, loyal listener, many years. We need to live as individuals inspired by an inner knowing that unifies, not divides. Roy Masters has been a relentless messenger in this regard, and I am truly grateful for his courage and strength. Thank you, John. That's nice. Listener since 1979, Richard. Andre, learned about the organization through Instagram Reels and began watching on YouTube. Absolutely helped.
That's cool.
And that, I have to say, goes to Jonathan, who does our Instagram stuff. That is Roy Masters _ or it's Roy _ Masters, I think. We're getting a lot of new people to the program from that. This one is Mark says, keep up the good work. Thanks. Alicia in Indio, California is my way of giving back in return for all the blessings I've received in my life. I also believe in helping make this world a better place for us all. Isn't that sweet? Richard in Las Vegas, in memory of your dad. Thank you, Richard. Matthew, I've been listening to your dad since I was a kid and appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas, Ward family. Steve in Boise, Idaho. I love Roy. That's great. Michael in Virginia. I have been a listener of the program for over 30 years. The meditation exercise has been tremendous help to me for over half my life. That's awesome. Henry says, I'm thankful for the journey. I am, let me read this right here. I am thankful the journey for inner life understanding began with Roy Masters many years ago. God bless. That's nice. Happy Thanksgiving from Robert. Jonathan Paganelli. Jonathan, there you go. God bless you, and you multiply your finances greatly to your father's work to help veterans, prisoners, and all Americans. Thanks, Jonathan. Dennis, God bless the FHU. God bless, God bless. Beth says, for Rumble, thank you for that. In Westminster, California, Patriot Outreach and Prison Ministry. Ken. Let's see here. It goes on and on. It could go on. Yeah. Anyway, this is an incomplete. These are the little comments from you folks. And I know that we have the what do you call this? The chat room that we also like to interact with you folks. And we appreciate you guys. Keeping the foundation alive to keep the message going is important. And it's a nonprofit organization that your donations keep this organization going. So thank you for all that. Anyway, it's an interesting time of year because so many people get caught up in the holidays and the spirit of the holidays. And what is that spirit of the holidays? Is it a spirit of giving to people? Is it a spirit of Christmas? Is it a spirit of culture? Is it, a lot of people love the Christmas season because of the smells and the sounds and the sparkly things. And do we spend enough time remembering what the reason for the season is, as they say? I don't know. I don't really know. I think that we all get caught up in cultural things quite a bit. And
you know what? A little bit of culture is okay too.
A little bit is okay. Yeah, we're supposed to, we're supposed to kind of this is a remembrance, and it's a joyous time for many, and for many, they do remember the reason for the season, so to speak.
Well,
with the birth of Jesus, and
Jack that was visiting said to me, "It's starting to feel less and less like Christmas now, don't you think?" And I realized,
I've heard that from other people too.
Okay,
just so you know.
And I thought, well, you're an adult now. You're not the one getting all the presents, and it's just different now. And I said, you know what? It's not about the holidays for me. It's about every day, living every day to serve Christ in my life. And the holidays is just, to me, kind of a family gathering thing. It's not the pinnacle of my faith.
Yeah.
Pinnacle of my faith is every day. And that's what it needs to be about.
Yeah. Really, every minute of every day. You have so many opportunities. And I'm very thankful in my life that I have so many things going on. And I am energized by the fact that I know that it's almost like I feel like if I could, this is going to sound dumb, but I'm going to say anyway. I feel like I'm Santa Claus with a big sack of gifts.
Yeah.
For people, but the gift is simply the truth. In other words, when you interact with people and you have it in your heart to be truthful and honest, not to be a warrior for truth. I used to think that I was a warrior for God, a warrior for truth. But it's like, then you think about Jesus when he was in the Olive Garden. I think that's where it was when he finally got captured, and Peter rose up and chopped off the ear.
Garden of Gethsemane.
Gethsemane, okay. And he chopped off the ear of one of the guards, and Jesus picked up the guy's ear and put it back on his head. He says, we're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do. The truth is the most powerful thing in the world.
Yes, it is.
The truth. And if it's our time to go, then go with nobility, like Jesus did. He was noble to the end, obedient to the bitter end. Did he have questions for his Father in heaven? Yes. But he was like, oh, this is so painful. Please, is there any other way?
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah.
So, of course, Jesus had the amazing spirit, but he still was flesh.
Yeah.
And the flesh, at the moment where he knew what he was going to have to suffer, that flesh cried out, Father, if there's another way.
Right.
But if not, let it be your will.
But so the idea I'm trying to get to here is when you are willing to be a conduit of God's will instead of your own big pride and your own will and your own desires, when you go out into the world, it's like you maybe even go like this, like, I know you don't know this, but I've got a gift for you. And I'm waiting for just the right time to give it to you. And the right time is when maybe a correction needs to be made. And instead of making it like, you stupid idiot, it's, hey, let me show you how to do this, because you're not quite doing that right. But let me show you how to do it. Are you willing to? You want me to teach you how to do this? Well, yeah, sure. If I'm doing it wrong, okay, hold on, I'll show you how to do this.
You know what?
That's a gift.
A little door opens with people, and a lot of people sometimes they want to go crashing into people's lives and giving them all this truth. But if you have a relationship, a little door opens where here's the opportunity to speak. Right.
All right. Talk about the opportunity to speak. I have to take a break. And so Perilous World Radio, our website is FHU.com. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Alan and Jan Masters, thanks for joining us on the radio program, Perilous World Radio. It is a perilous world. Not going to say it's not, even if you look at Christmas and try and kind of blur your eyes a little bit, and you can still see all the Christmas lights and all the happiness that's going on in the world. But you can try your best, but it's still a dangerous, dangerous world. On Christmas night, I had a truck stolen. This person chose to steal my truck on Christmas night
They know
while
people
everyone
are
was
distracted.
sleeping.
Yeah.
So
The Grinch.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's funny though, because, and for those who listen to my Sunday talk, you'll have to hear part of the story again, but the truck, the guy, he broke into it and figured out, I mean, these thieves know how to steal things. So he started it and he drove it away. But my truck had a problem with the transmission and it wouldn't go out of first gear. So it was stuck in first gear, automatic transmission. And so the guy drives it like 5 blocks and realizes it's not going out of first gear. So he just pulls over and gets out and leaves it. So we didn't know that until we called the cops, went through the whole thing. But yes, thieves are out there thieving. And the predators are predatoring all the time. And even though you may be having, like I saw somebody, you know, that always happens that somebody's house burns down on Christmas or right around Christmas time from, you know, Christmas lights or a short and the something or other and the tree catches on fire. And it's like, you just hope it's not you. But sooner or later, something's going to come and it's going to be you. And you can either be angry and hateful about it, or you can start to live a more conscious and aware and alert life and maybe avoid these things in life.
But we can't avoid them all, can we?
You can't avoid them all.
You have to deal with them.
Even I was telling, that's part of my Sunday talk, is something told me to leave, you know, or not to leave that truck sitting where it was because it was, you know, it gets stolen. I thought, who's going to steal this truck? It was full of trash and refuse. And actually, it was a dump truck. Who's going to steal the old dump truck? Nobody's going to steal that. And sure enough, they stole it. I made an excuse in my head for it.
And how many times have we thought, nobody's going to do that. That's not going to happen. And then it happens. But, you know, you're talking about a perilous world. Yes, it's a perilous world. And for some places around the world, much more perilous for them, like where they're killing Christians daily. And Trump just went and, what did he do? He bombed ISIS that's been killing the Christians. But you watch some of these movies like Braveheart or even House of David. Imagine living in those times where you were literally having to kill or be killed all the time. So our perilous world is a little different. We are blessed to be living in the United States of America, where there are laws that protect the innocent against the criminals, or it's supposed to be. I know that's iffy at this point, but for the most part, we live in a pretty civilized society, and the things that we have to deal with are, I wouldn't have wanted to live back then. Such danger.
The way I look at it is, first of all, I feel very fortunate to be alive now, even in these perilous times, because within the perilous times, you have the shining light of the truth becomes much easier to see, because there's so much dishonesty and so much thievery. And look at what's going on with these Somalis in what's the name of that? It's Minnesota.
Right.
And the guy that is this young 23-year-old kid, what's his name? That is out there doing the expose. I can't think of his name.
Nick Shirley?
Yeah, Nick Shirley. He's 23 years old. He's doing a better job exposing the dishonesty. And what happens is you see this innocent kid. He probably thought to himself, this is crazy what's going on. Somebody's got to get out there and use their cell phone or whatever to show the world what's really going on. And so he's exposing, and you know, his video now is exceeded, I think Mike Jones, 130 million.
Oh my God.
It was on Fox News this morning.
It is crazy.
This is a kid with it's kind of like a David and Goliath thing. Like, if nobody else is going to do it, I'll do it.
Here's what is so cool.
I love that.
The mainstream media doesn't own the narrative. Some 23-year-old can go get the word out beyond breaking down all the fences that the mainstream media has up to block the truth. Well, here's one of the good parts of social media and the fact that we are all reporters ourselves. Yeah. You know, it's awesome.
So, like I said, with the ugliness that's in this world, it's really, you can either be a part of the ugliness by denial, by denying the truth. You can be a part of it. Really easy. Just don't take heed to the little prompts from the Holy Spirit. When the little Holy Spirit and their little quiet little cherub inside of you says, don't do that. Shouldn't do that. It's not right. You either tell it to shut up, mind its own business, and then you automatically go to the dark side, or you listen to it and
Your brother
you
David
embrace it.
tells the story of when he was going to go out surfing and something said, don't go out. And he goes, go to hell.
That's right. That was the wrong thing to say.
And he
to an
goes and surfs and almost
angel.
dies.
I remember that.
So, we've all had these little promptings, and hopefully you listen.
Yep. Kim says, Nick Shirley is Proverbs 28:1. The wicked flee, though no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. That's right. Yep. I think, what does they say? What is it that says, I'm trying to, I can't remember.
Where is it?
Oh, well, it'll come to me. Anyway, let's let that one go. That's called a brain fart.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a little break for hour 2 of the program. And, happy holidays and all that kind of stuff. But really,
New Year coming up, 2026.
My thing right now is I want to hear every prompt that I'm gifted with. And maybe I can share that with the world. We'll be right back.
Ditto.
Okay, hour 2 of the show, Perilous World Radio. I'm Alan Masters, my wife Jan sitting here with me. And, here we are coming close to the end of the year, 2025. What a crazy year. I have to give props to President Donald Trump. This whole world has changed in less than a year. Because remember, his first year is over in January, right? Mm-hmm. So in 11 months, this man single-handedly has affected the world, the entire world, in a very positive way. Was he perfect? No. I say that, right? Because you're like, I'm not saying he's perfect, but look what fortune favors the bold. That's what I was going to say in the last hour. Fortune favors the bold. Look at one bold, courageous man who kind of just couldn't stand it anymore. He was like, the old from the Network movie, I was madder than hell and I can't take it anymore. He was madder than hell at the injustice in the world. He was a billionaire. He didn't need this crap, but he risked it all and became president and did good. Could have done better, but guess what? He ran again. He lost because they was cheated out of it. And even they tried to take him down with everything they had. And here he is president again in 1 year. In 4 years, Biden and his rotten team really threw the world into a very, very dark place. Very dark place. Look what we're uncovering. Horrible, as Trump called it, the swamp, draining the swamp. The swamp is still being drained. But in 1 year, this bold, bodacious man who is far from perfect has really brought the world into a better place.
He
the whole
risked
world.
it all and followed his calling, whether he knows it or not, because Donald Trump, without the hand of God on him, could not have survived this.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Look at what God can do through one man, as he did through David and Goliath, and of course, Jesus Christ. But God, like it says, he doesn't choose perfect men, but his perfect will can be done through an imperfect man. And that's what we're watching, because Trump is far from perfect, but he is affecting great change in our country and around the world, even going so far as helping the Christians in Nigeria. We've never had a president that I have heard about Christians being murdered my whole life in other countries. I've never seen a president go and do something about it. It's pretty amazing.
This person on the chat room says, I've been praying for the Christians in Nigeria. In the week before Christmas, I kept saying to God, why isn't Trump doing anything about Nigeria like he promised, ? Then came Christmas Day.
Was it Christmas Day that he did it?
Christmas Day.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Wow. Merry Christmas, right?
He's you rotten scoundrels.
And you know what? He knows this is it for him. This 3 years, he's going to do everything in his power.
Oh, you thought year 1 was good?
Yeah,
Wait until you see year 2. I have a strong feeling he is getting all his ducks in a row. Because there's all kinds of questions all of us have about, what about Epstein and why aren't they sharing all this Epstein and what about this and what about that and why did Dan Bongino, peel away from it? Is it health problems or is he just didn't have, he wanted to do more than what he was being held back? We don't know. It may be so big that it needs to be properly orchestrated, this big, he calls it the great, big, beautiful bill. Yeah. Wait until there's the great, big, beautiful justice to be served on the evil of this world. And we don't know. So all we can do is to live our lives the best we can, to support those who around us who love us and care about us and make sure that we support them back. And that's your family and the people you work with, and make sure that you pour out the love that God puts in your heart on those around you. And that in itself is the kind of the magical Spirit of God that grows. It grows like Johnny Appleseed planting seeds everywhere you go. And then the spring comes and they issue forth fruit. And you see that in your life, and it doesn't take very long. It just, you go down this road and you're kind of this selfish individual all your life. And then one day you're like, well, I've been this way too long now. I don't have enough time to make it right. You do. You could be on your deathbed. Look at the guy on the cross next to Jesus. He was a criminal. You cannot judge yourself and say, I don't have time. Because as Henry Ford said, if you say you can or you say you can't, you're right. Don't say, I don't have time. Start right now. The time is now. The time has come. When you tell yourself, I can't, there's not enough time, I've done too much wrong, just start repenting. What does it hurt? One person said something about, if I'm wrong about Christianity, I've wasted my life. But if I'm right about Christianity, you're talking to another person that says you're wrong. If I'm right about Christianity, then you've wasted eternity. The person trying to convince you that Christianity is. So anyway, I feel very strongly that we all have lots of time. And even if we only have a little bit of time, maybe that little bit of time, like the guy on the cross next to Jesus, that people have talked about for thousands of years now.
True.
That he simply said, I was wrong. I deserve this, repenting. He was not, and he does not deserve this. And he says, remember me, when you're in paradise. He says, no, he says, better yet, you'll be in paradise with me because you repented, you're sorry for your wrong, you admit you're wrong. It's like that one guy, he could have said, it doesn't matter, I'm already hanging here. Who cares? And the other guy on the cross says, if you're
save us now.
The Son of God, then save us now. It's like, you don't hear about him quite so much, do you? But you know where he is.
The believer on one hand and the cynic on the other.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Life is full of cynical people who can't see good in anything and will always talk it down.
Anyway, so if you're just joining us midway through the show, I'll just make the little announcement again. My sister, Diane Linderman, married to David Linderman, has 2 children, Luke and Alexandra, passed away on the 22nd of December. And it's a sad thing. And so in reflecting on my sister's life and reflecting on my life with my sister, who I loved, her and I were probably the closest ones out of the family, period.
Right.
All throughout my whole life. And I guess Jan had to push that button right at the right time.
Oh my gosh. I hope that could be edited out.
We're going to leave that in there. That was exactly where God intended it.
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
That's right where God and Stephanie, don't you edit that out of there. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. There's a couple buttons on this little machine here. If you push the wrong button, you get that.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. There's another one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we were
Put an asterisk on that.
So what can I learn? And that's what I'm asking God is, what can I learn? What can I learn, Father, from all this? And I think that we're supposed to be asking these things all the time. Get into an argument with your wife, your husband, your friend, the neighbor. What can I learn from that? If you have an open heart to the truth, and the inclination of your heart is to the truth, and you ask, what can I learn? You know what happens? He usually will answer you, but not in an answer, well, blah, 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 blah. It's like, go back and apologize. You know, it's one of those things. You get the little thing in your heart, like, what do you mean apologize? You're like, he was wrong or she was wrong. Apologize. And you're like, I don't want to. No, don't make me. He's not going to make you. He's just prompting you. He's giving you you asked for it. And so then, you know, in my life, I've thought, all right, I'm going to go back and say, you know what? Because you don't get a script. So you just go over and you're like, I didn't handle that right. I'm sorry. And the person's like, well, you know, I didn't handle it right either. I'm sorry too. This is what happens from it. Good comes out instead of pride. We'll take a break and be right back. All right. Welcome back. That's the new sound of the show. Dan hit it just at the absolute right time. That was so. And then this person says, "Don't touch that button."
You know, I want to say something about what you were talking about.
Yes, Alan and Jan Masters. Go ahead.
God kind of telling you to apologize or something. One of our weekly visitors at the talk, Beverly, was talking about right before Christmas. God kept putting it in her heart to make a pie for this person, right? And she was trying to understand in her intellect, why? What is this about, right? And it was like, it just kept coming to her, make a pie for this person. So she finally did it. And it's funny
She's
because
the pie lady. It's important to know that.
Our intellect wants to understand these prompts, right? And I said, don't you understand? God was letting that other person know that he sees them through you.
Ah, isn't that sweet?
Yeah. So she told the person, God told me to make this pie for you, right? So imagine getting this pie and thinking, God wanted me to have this pie? God sees me? So we don't always understand why we are prompted to do something. And even Abraham, this is a little different, but when God told him, take your wife, take all your things, and go out into this strange land. Why? He didn't understand in his intellect why, but God was going to bless him. And it says it was counted unto him as righteousness because he believed God. He believed and he was obedient. That's all he wants from all of us. God says, make a pie for that person. Okay, I'm going to make that pie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and by the way, I was prompted to move to Michigan.
See ya.
Do you know in Michigan, there's actually a town called Hell?
Really?
Hell, Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Okay, well, let me just bring one other point that I did mention a long time ago. There was a guy that came to the talk, and he had listened to your dad, and his life was flourishing, and he was doing so great. And he was getting ready to move to, I guess, Arizona, and he got everything all packed up and everything ready to move there. And the Holy Spirit says to him, don't move there.
Uh-oh. Did he listen?
Listen. And he's thinking, I got everything all ready. And what he first said at the talk was his life took a big downturn. And so I started asking him questions. What happened? And then he told me this. And he told me about the Holy Spirit saying, don't move there. And I said, well, what'd you do? He said, I moved there. I said, why? He said, well, I had already made all the plans.
Right.
I had already had everything set up to move there. And I said, how'd your life turn out after that? He said, terrible. So don't make your plans. Your plans are never going to work out over God's plans. And he lost his little connection for a long, long time.
Right.
So believe, follow. You'll always be blessed when you are obedient to God's guiding.
So my brother-in-law probably doesn't realize that we're on the show talking about my sister and the family.
Right.
Because, you know, he's a busy man. I'm running a farm, David Linderman. He says to me just now, he sends me a text, hello, Alan, just checking in to see if I'm okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He plays with me a lot.
That's funny.
He's a good man. He is a good man. David Linderman, I just love you in case you are listening, but I doubt it. If he was, he would say, stop talking about us. He's very private man. Yeah. Anyway, gosh, you know, somebody, actually Janet said, if apologizing, one needs to be sincere. This is true. But what happens is, a lot of times you get the prompt that you should apologize. You kind of know it's the right thing, but then you get told you're not being sincere because you really don't 100% agree with the fact that you've been prompted to apologize.
So you kind of have to go against your pride, right?
But yes, your pride, that apology is freeing you from the pride, from the binds of the pride that hold you to the flesh.
So don't let your resistance stop you.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You know, it reminds me of
not that you aren't sincere, but the game gets going on inside your head and then you don't apologize.
So what it is, it's a little battle between the spirit and the flesh. Like I said earlier, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Right.
Do you remember the little story you told when we were at breakfast and we were having a little argument and you had this little muffin or biscuit and you were like, I'm not going to share that biscuit with her. She doesn't deserve it.
Jan always wants a bite of my biscuit. Go ahead.
And do you remember this?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I have a bad memory. Go ahead.
And you said this little thing was in you. You're like, don't share. And then you finally just said, do you want half of my biscuit?
Yeah, right.
And
right. I do remember that.
I said, no, I'm good. Thank you. But you said as soon as you offered it, the voice went away.
Yeah.
And then God put something else in your heart.
That's right. See? So one time I remember, I think it was with you or maybe my sister Diane or somebody, I don't know who it was, but I remember like what Janet was saying about, I didn't feel sincere. And so I decided I know that an apology is in order, but I'm still angry. So I actually just said, I'm still mad at you. Yeah. I'm mad, but I know I need to apologize because the whole thing did not come out right. It didn't happen right, but I'm still mad at you. And we need to have a discussion about, you know, what went down, because sometimes you just belch out or barf out a just ugliness. What's inside you spills out. You're angry, and maybe you're angry at other people. You're angry at other situations. You're angry at life, and it just comes out on somebody. And maybe you're angry at them as well, but they didn't deserve both barrels, if I can say it like that.
Right.
And so it's like, you know what? That didn't come out right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm angry about a lot of things, but I'm also still angry at you. But at least this conversation happens. Now they know they're dealing with somebody who is willing to admit they're wrong. Mm-hmm. Because if a person's not willing to admit they're wrong, then what is the point of having an argument or a discussion? You can then discuss what happens next or what happened or how to solve the problem. But at least get it out. Don't just sit there and have the sewage spin around inside like turbocharged sewage. Sometimes you have to just spew it out, and it's like, wow. But then a conversation happens that needed to happen anyway. So it didn't start out right. Some of the best things happen by not starting out right. It depends on what the inclination of your soul is. Do you want what's best for both? I just want what's best for both of us. I don't want it to be one-sided or whatever it is. You can have a very retarded conversation, but that's okay. We'll take a break. Stay with us. Alan and Jan Masters. All right, Jan, you finish the show. I'm going to just sit here.
I don't do it upon command.
I have to. Oh,
it's your role.
You know what? I have a very clear conscience, and what happens is I'm willing to admit that I've made mistakes. So when God prompts me that I've made a mistake, I want to see it. I want to see it. Because we all make mistakes. He who was without sin cast the first stone. We all make mistakes. We're all sinners. We could call it a mistake. You could call it a sin. We all do dumb things. And if you're willing to see them when somebody brings it up to you, then wow, your life will get better. Everybody in your life will bring to you maybe the problems that you have, the mistakes that you have made, we'll call it like that. And they'll say, you should have done this or you should have done that. You can either make an excuse, say, who the hell are you to tell me that? Like my dad would say, you should be able to hear the truth from a dicky bird. What the hell's a dicky bird? But the point is, from anybody, a child. And if you aren't, then it's just you have built a wall of pride, a giant, ugly, concrete wall of pride that keeps the truth from penetrating you. The truth sets you free. It should break up the plaque of dishonesty. It should just break it up. But if you have a pride that cannot be spoken to by anyone, even somebody that's angry at you or somebody that's completely wrong. My dad used to say, you need to learn how to deal with imperfect people perfectly. What does that mean to you? That means that, everybody's imperfect. So that means we have to learn how to deal perfectly with people's imperfections. They're angry, they're disgusted, they're hateful, they're jealous, whatever it is. But as we move towards perfection, if that's the way to say it, we should make sure that we put an honest effort to move towards the truth in everything that in all things that we do, in everything that we do. And it's funny because in business, I find myself, then I fight with myself. Well, how much should I charge for this? Well, I could actually sell it cheaper. I don't need to make that much money, but there's a market value on whatever it is. So what I try and do is I do a little bit of research. That's the market value. And I put the price. And then depending on the person, I can lower the price or I can hold to my price. And it's funny because, and Jan will probably remember this particular thing. I had a backhoe, a big giant backhoe, weighs, 25,000 pounds, big, giant, monstrous backhoe. And these people came to look at it and they ended up making an offer. And we went back and forth a few times and I accepted we finally came to an agreement on a price and I was happy with the price and they were happy with the price and they bought it. And they asked me if I could deliver it because I have a big truck and a big trailer. I could deliver it. And I'm like, sure, I can deliver it. So they drove away and I got this, they came into our house and did the paperwork.
I remember.
And then was it in the house that they said, thank you for selling us this piece of equipment? Or was it after
I think it was after.
I think I got a text or something that says, thank you for selling us your backhoe. We really appreciate it. It was like something, it was like such a sweet note. It's like normally when you're buying a piece of heavy equipment, it's like, all right, I make a deal. Here's the cash. Here's the deal. Deliver it.
It was a husband and wife.
Husband and wife. And so anyway, I delivered it afterwards. I thought it was a sweet thing. And I thanked them when I delivered it. I thanked them. I said, thank you for that sweet note. And she was like, oh, we just really appreciated the way you handled it and all this and all that. And I thought, and I looked at the whole deal and I thought to myself, you know what? It's so rare that people actually show that they care about other human beings in dealings of buying and selling things. it's such a rare thing because most of the time the salespeople it's all about the sale. Got to make the sale. Got to get that commission. Got to make that profit. Got to do this. And I just don't feel that way. I always try to really care about somebody that's buying my vehicle, whatever it is. But I remember then a couple days later, I got another text from the people just saying, we just wanted to say again, thank you so much for selling us this piece of equipment. And my husband has been using it every day and it just works great. And we've done so much work with it. And it's like, who does that? Why do that? You know why? Because they felt something from me that had an equal value in some way to the fact that the tractor was good. The tractor was good, but the guy that sold the tractor also had a goodness that went along with it.
Went down on it a little bit. I think you gave them a good deal too.
Oh, I know. There was one thing that happened. Yeah. We had gotten to a price. It was like $19,500. And when it came down to it, she had forgotten through the negotiation because they were negotiating back and forth. I wanted like 23 or something. Yeah. And anyway, and so she says, okay, we'll take it. We'll pay the 20,000. And I said, well, that's all good and fine, but I'm going to sell it to you for 19.5. And she goes, what? I said, because we agreed on 19.5. Did you forget? She goes, oh my gosh, you're right.
There was something
in there that was so special to him. That's what it was. But the point is that if you care about your fellow human being, they feel it. And then, like Jan said earlier, they feel that it's a gift from you, but really who it's the gift from is the Father in heaven, because he is showing them through you that he hears them and sees them and cares for them through another human being.
That's right.
We are the portal of his love. And we don't have to be. He can give you his love, but it's also through each other.
Yeah, he uses us. Eyes to See says, I believe yesterday I saw for the first time my reaction of envy in a split second. That I always correct, but I don't want to have any envy, Lord. And that is kind of how it happens.
Yeah.
You'll just get a quick glance, a quick little glance of something, and it's like you're convicted and you just accept the correction.
Yeah.
But also I like this, what Rose B.J. Voyager says up here. I've often felt forced to apologize to an in-law, and when I did, the reply was, well, I'll think about it. So under those circumstances, why try at all? This is an area I have a problem with. Yeah. Rose, I will say this. Doesn't matter how they respond. You doing the right thing is your blessing, and it's also planting of a seed. Even though the person may respond with pride, you don't know what is happening under the ground. And also, it is, like I said, you doing the right thing is your blessing, even if a person doesn't receive it.
You know, and it's funny because when you apologize, if you know that it was prompted by God and you look up into the heavens and you say, thank you for showing me that, instead of just begrudgingly going, all right, I'm going to apologize. Yeah. Okay. I know I got to apologize and I don't really want to because I'm angry the way I was talking about. But if you can get to the point where you realize that you actually do owe an apology and you're gracious, grace being the person, the word there, gracious and have grace about it. That apology, whether they accept it or not, you know, is from God through you to them saying, I see you. I hear you.
That's right.
I care about you. Then you can smile and say, you know what? I just want you to know, I'm sorry. That didn't work out right. I was an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. It was wrong. My apologies.
Well, and also
there's something about the way you do it and the sincerity and the grace that can come through you or not. Because even a sloppy apology is better than none, just so you know.
If someone is obviously an aggressor, okay, and they're stepping on your foot or they're stepping over a boundary, and you decide to sling mud back,
Right.
now you have added sin to
On top
sin.
of sin. Yeah.
But what I realize is even if somebody has been wrong to me, or let's say you and I have a fight and I feel like you're just doing something wrong, and then I throw out something that's underhanded, okay? You can feel justified, but you won't feel free, because in my life, I want to have clean hands. And I at least want to take responsibility for my part. You know what? That I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that. That was inappropriate. I don't agree with what you were doing, but my part, I'm going to take that back. I don't want that on me. And when you do that, you're removing something that the other person has on you to be angry. Take it back. If you said something wrong, or you did something you shouldn't have done, take responsibility for your part, everyone.
Right.
Because most people, or a lot of people, tend to feel very justified in what they do to others because they feel angry. Well, they did this to me, so I'm going to do this. That is an eye for an eye. That makes the whole world blind.
So it says here, if it is difficult to apologize to ungracious people, I think Roy said something like, you can't unscramble an egg, and you don't have to try to make up. If they were good, they would forgive you anyway. Yeah, I think that's a little bit scrambled up too, but let me give we have 45 seconds.
right.
Let me give my thoughts on that. The thought is, when you are dealing with good people, they overlook on the spot with calmness, kindness, and gracious, and don't really need an apology. But all the more reason when you're dealing with a loving person to be able to say, you know what, I'm sorry, that was rude. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for. I'm sorry, whatever it is. But when you're dealing with what you called ungracious people, all the more reason to say, you know what, I owe you an apology because my reaction was wrong. So I apologize because I care about you enough. I don't want you to think that I'm just going to hold on to this. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Then you plant the seeds of God. We'll be right back.
I want to respond to that too.
Okay. All righty then. All right, welcome back. Last segment of the show, and Mike Jones is in the background doing all kinds of wild and crazy stuff. Perilous World Radio, our website, FHU.com. For my sister's celebration of life, it's going to be, I think, the 2nd of January, which is, I believe, Friday. This coming Friday. So it is going to be streamed live, and we'll have the information on our website. I'll get that to Mike Mac that works for us, and put it on our website, FHU.com. Now, Jan wanted to respond to difficult people that you more so should, you should apologize when you do something wrong and you know you're wrong, even if you feel justified. And you have what you call, what's it called when you have
remorse,
indignation, righteous indignation.
Yeah.
You know what? It's just better when you know you didn't handle something right. Even if the person is an a-hole, you should still humble yourself and say, you know what? I didn't do that right.
For your part.
For my part, I didn't. Yeah. You can even say that. For my part, I didn't. Yeah, that didn't come out right. I'm sorry. That is the road to redemption. The other way is like, well, if they were good, they would forgive me anyway.
Yeah. Well, the other part of her sentence, it says, and you don't have to try to make up. No, you have different levels of relationship. You have husband and wife relationship. You're married for life. So you do need to, you can't just say, well, forget that, I'm done. You are husband and wife. But now then you have your neighbor, okay? So you still want to take responsibility for your part. You don't have to try to fix all relationships and make up, but you just need to take responsibility for your part in things. And that's just the best way to go. You keep life nice and clean, and you know what you're doing? you're taking the splinter out of people's paw. Why do you want to leave a splinter in there when you know you did something wrong?
Good point.
Right?
It's so funny. I see Nick, goes by Duke E500 on our chat room. He's worrying about all these different things. Is that a sin? Is this a sin? Is that a sin? You know what? Don't get caught up in the intellectual thing. Just live a simple life and you will know. God says, be still and know that I am God. You will know when you do something wrong because it goes against the inclination of your heart in that still moment instead of going up into your head, into the grinder, the machine that tries to make an excuse and says, well, that's not a sin. This is not a sin. That's not a sin. I just made a mistake. I just did this. I did that. It's like, that's the wrong place to make any kind of decisions up in the old noodle, the old monkey brain. Just follow the heart that says, your heart for the Lord God that says, that wasn't right. I didn't handle it. I know I didn't handle it right. I don't care what reasons you're going to give me, old head of mine. I don't care what reasons you're going to give me. I know God prompted me. I need to apologize. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. And now do you have to say, listen, I sinned against you? No, it's not that. It's just, you know what? Friend, wife, husband, son, daughter, neighbor, stranger, that didn't come out right. And I owe you an apology. That wasn't right. Now, do you mind if we talk about this? Can we speak about this? Because I do have, it's like something inside of me doesn't agree with what you did, but I didn't handle it right. But, and if you don't want to, okay. It's like, don't force your will on people. Yeah. Don't force your intellect on people. Don't let your intellect force itself on your better knowing, your better self, your higher nature. Life is way too complicated. This is why we have the meditation exercise to get us out of the head. Go ahead.
Okay. So Rose says, some people, though, will hold your apology against you as if it gives them fire for their own judgment.
That's okay. That's their problem.
And say, well, I'm glad you admitted it. Haughty tone, so nothing really gets resolved. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It will be counted to you, unto you as righteousness for doing the right thing, and God will deal with them for their own haughtiness. So don't let others' sin prevent you from doing the right thing. You will be blessed.
Yeah. You know what? Because that happens with all family members. If you admit you made a mistake, you are sentenced to hell for life.
Well, that's their eternity. Pride. That's their pride.
Well, and then if you allow, that's Satan's game. That's Satan's game, is like, you don't want to give them the upper hand, but then you bow down to them for the rest of your life in this argument, in this fight, instead of just who is your audience really?
Yeah.
It's audience of one. It's God. Whose approval are you seeking to not apologize when you've done something wrong just because they're going to hold it against you? Who cares? Are they your judge? Are they the one in the end?
You're free.
Yeah. Be free from it. And then you know what? Just say, I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Right.
And if you can't, it's going to hurt you. So please, 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 let's both let it go.
And you know what?
And I've already let my part go.
Sometimes a person's holding something against you, if you did something wrong, is part of your test. Part of your test to go, well, maybe it's going to take them a little while. Maybe I hurt them or,
Chess Dude says, as Roy said, it doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what you do. That's a good place to end the show today. All that matters is what you do in your relationship with God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ. Those are the most important things you should consider in everything you do. Your Father in heaven, his Son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit that dwells within you. What a gift we have that my cows don't even have. And they're nice creatures. We have a gift and we squander it. We ignore it. Don't ignore it. Listen to the Holy Spirit, your guide. Okay, folks, thanks for being a part of our show today. See you next time here on Perilous World Radio. God bless.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Duke, he says, good movie for the holidays. And there's a link, but what's the name of it? Because it'll be gone in a minute.
Yeah.
What's the name
Come on,
of it?
Duke. Give it to us. Give it to us. Doggone it.
This person says, apologize to please God, not them. If they accept it, it's good for them.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Duke, where is he? Come on, Duke. We're waiting for the name of the movie. Oh, Mike
Jones
is highlighting it.
He's going to try.
Maybe he's going to put it in the other comments.
No, he's going to see what it is. Because he can do it. We can't. Copy text.
Okay. Mike will take care of it.
He eventually will come down into the comments. And the good movie for the holidays. Not working. Let's see.
There we go. He's doing it on this one.
Gotcha. David Linderman says, I believe I am. Thanks for checking. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Oh, boy. He's funny. Do we know what it is yet?
I'm not sure.
Let's see if he's put the thing up there. Which Richard Widmark.
I don't see it yet.
Well, by golly. I'm going to have to call Duke and ask him. Nick. Come on, Nick. You're supposed to tell us what the name of the movie is. Down to the Sea in Ship.
In Ships. Down to the Sea in Ships? That's a strange name.
Huh. Down to the Sea in Ship. Richard Widmark. See if you can find it there. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, well, being that's the extended version of the show. Very spiritual father and son relationship.
It is the name of the movie.
Down to the Sea in Ships. Okay, well, interesting.
It's something on YouTube. There it is.
Oh, it's an old black and white.
Black and white.
Oh, love
Let's watch it.
All right, thank you. 1949.
All right, guys. Happy New Year.
Yep, we'll see you. I'll be coming back. Oh, I guess we won't be here on Thursday, so I won't be here, but David will probably be here Friday. We'll see. Anyway, God bless you. See you then. Okay, so we'll go and I can't remember which ones I'm supposed to turn off here. Well, I guess we stopped this one. Mike's already stopped it, I take it.
I already did.
Okay. And you can shut things down then so I don't screw anything up. Bye, everybody.